Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving you match analysis for Norway versus Ivory Coast. I'm not gonna lie, this one was a bit painful because I only watched this match into the last few minutes, and I do feel Ivory Coast could have, I do feel there was something in there for them. Otherwise, let's get into this, right? Okay, so Norway have the ball. Okay, so I'm not comfortable with two players like that unmarked. I know he's near, but they just should be prepared for anything. And also, these players are too close to each other, way too close to each other. Sorry about that. So in short, okay, he should just be near to him, but not exactly where he is. He wants to be in a position where if the ball is played to him, he can actually make a tackle. He is too close. He should just be somewhere. I'd probably want him to be here because when you allow such groupings, when you allow players to get close to each other like this, you end to open up spaces in other parts of the field. I know that yes, he has the ball, but still too many players here. So here, okay, I'm not too mad because the ball has to travel, and then people have to move. Okay, and then this is why I don't like that because look at how they've just opened up this space. Look at how they've just and I mean, just one player could have done this. There was no need for two, and then he should be much closer to the ball. So they just allow them to score on them. This particular part, they allow Norway to play the ball into their own field, into their own box. All right, so gave him too much space, and as he receives, he rushes out. He should be much more quicker. And on top of that, he slows down. I feel he slows down. He should be rushing much more quicker and look to get close to him. You can see your teammate is going for the ball. I should be expecting you to just go there in case he wants to cut and shoot. You also be there to double up or just to cover in case your teammate gets beaten. He's very slow. And on top of that, he tracked him, and then I don't know why he's standing here. He could actually be here, and he could still be in a good position to block the cross, run to just cut him off, and even just to go to the other side. I do feel this position weirdly because you're supposed to follow him, and even still, he's in lots of space. I can understand this. I mean, it's Haaland, and I think Solo. So you want as much defense or as much players. You'd probably just want to have an extra player there just to help you out because you know Haaland and Solo very physical. So once again, we come back here, and you've seen why I said he was too far away. He should have been much more closer, close enough such that he can rush out, but not too close that he's disturbing his teammate. And then where he's standing makes me even more frustrated because he's not cutting in this way, right? And there's no one making the run. Why does he remove himself so far away? He could have actually been here and it would have been an even more better position because he could have blocked off any potential shot. And as I've said before, I don't like repeating myself though. Yeah, I'm gonna go. He could have gone that side if he went the other way. But so this is a really good strike. Oof. But yeah, sorry, I mean Ivory Coast did kind of bring that on themselves. All right, let's go on to the next chance. And this is just going to be me bragging about man on the post. See, corner routine, man on the post. And the reason why you have a man on the post is because they are the first to react. And just like that, he got a goal line clearance. But now, people say, no, man on the line. He shouldn't even have to do that because he's just let his man run in behind him. He's not marking. Boom, he makes the run behind him. And to be honest, he could have done better. I mean, it's weird because now that I'm going through, I was starting to think Ivory Coast were a bit fortunate because maybe Norway could have scored more. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but I'm just checking from these highlights. A bit more stability and discipline in defense could have prevented certain things, just to say. So this is Ahmad Diallo, right? He gets the ball. Now this is a very good run. And as a wise man once said, you can't beat a good 1-2. Okay, boom. Ahmad has the ball. He's pushing forward. What he's looking to do? A simple 1-2. All right, so I don't like such things whereby you have about five players and then none of them are really looking to go towards the ball. Reason why I don't like this is because you have multiple players near and around the player. So you could actually sacrifice one just to go and try to get the ball. If he wins it, great. If he doesn't, you're there to cover. That's why you have multiple players there. And also, he's the furthest back in this particular load. I know there too, but I've said in this particular case, right? He's the furthest back, right? So if he makes that run, he should be quick to get there. Or if even Ahmad Diallo makes that run there, he should be able to get it. But let's see what happens. Boom. He went for the ball. That's so he should be covering the space. He shouldn't go to the ball because they already have so many players. So let's draw a line. Um, all right, so let's say this is him, right? Let me draw just another one just for the sake of connecting. Yeah. So you have three players on this side, you have two players on this side. And mind you, he's also going to this side. So you probably want to cover the side, not really cover, but just anticipate that a play will be made and then you'll have to run here. I don't understand why he goes this way, and even then he's too far away. It looks like he's close, but trust me, he's very far away. And then they are just not quick enough to catch up with Ahmad. I love this bit of skill here. He runs with the ball. Boom, he dupes him. He has his leg out. He looks like he's about to, And then this finish. Wonderful. This was a great goal, great build up, but I know it feels like how can I say this? I'm dampening a very good moment, but this is where you learn to see, not learn, or just observe a player's attitude. So let's go back to the clock, right? This is the 73rd minute. They have equalized, right? So when you equalize, you're down, and then you have about 50 minutes left. What do you want to do? You want to get the ball, and you want to go and restart the match. Mind you, no one has gone to get the ball. No one. Sometimes the goal scorer will run immediately and someone else has to get the ball, but they've just left the ball there. And then he's pointing to himself. And then instead of going to the center circle, he goes to celebrate. And then when I look at the highlights and then I was observing what I was watching, I knew the game was lost there. Because you're supposed to go and take the ball and restart. You're not supposed to celebrate. The fans can celebrate. They're there to energize you. But you as a player, you have to be very conservative of the energy you're outputting. You have to be very conservative of the time that you have. So, and look at that. No one is pushing or telling Ahmad to go to the center circle. And funny enough, this reminds me when Dan James scored a goal, Martial and Rashford, he wanted to go and celebrate, but Martial and Rashford took him to the center circle. And then they just made sure that the game was restarted quickly. They go down, and then yeah, in my mind, I'm like, I can see why they lost this game because this is energy. And then again, so when you score and then you celebrate, there's that sense of relief. But and then when you celebrate, especially in a time like this, you'll be like, it's 1-1, but you want to in fact, don't even celebrate at all. You celebrate after the game because this is energy. This is because in your mind, you're like, I'm going to score. But instead of when you just take it to the center circle, you have that mind that I have to get another one. You don't even care that you've scored a one goal. No, 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 no. Take it to the center circle. There's a different mindset when you do that and when you do this. And when you do this, I mean, it dampens your own energy. It's one of the reasons why when a team scores, they celebrate like this and then they immediately go to concede. Yeah. And also, when you score and then you immediately run to the center circle, what happens? You know what happens? You put that team on edge. They'll be like, okay, they've scored, they've not celebrated, they've restarted the match, and then they'll be a bit shaky. But this, you've allowed them to have time to regroup, think about the mistakes that they have made, and then possibly even have allowed the coach to maybe put out a few instructions to his players. I understand that, yes, he wants to celebrate. It's a World Cup goal, but still, you're supposed to take it to the center circle. I've been rambling for a long time. Let's go through this goal again. Um, as you see here, Ahmad receives the ball. There are three players in and around. Any one of these players can take up the responsibility, but most likely I would want him to go. He's straight onto the ball, and then if possible, he can go behind him and cover. But instead, do you know what they do? They watched a lot of Van Dijk clips, and instead of going for the ball, they start tracking back. Mind you, they have created a box, and none of them has thought to go and mark or just cover the man that has the ball. Also, these two players, they practically tell Ahmad where to go. They've left a gap in between, and trust me, he will make that pass. keeper very quickly, and then he should have run with Ahmad. He should not have stretched out his leg because once he does that, he's gone. Have you ever played FIFA and then you thought you had it on Legacy, but instead it's on Tactical? And then situations like that, because on Legacy, he'll try to pull the player shirt, but on Tactical, you make that step, and once you make that step, any mistake, you're gone. Boom, takes out, not really takes out, but gets past him. Goal, lovely. Now let's go through Norway's goal. And then even the coach was ecstatic. Yeah, the coaches, okay, certain times, yeah, but for the players, please restart the ball quickly. Restart the ball quickly. Don't need to celebrate. You can celebrate when you get the winning goal, not the equalizing one. Yeah, okay, so let's head on to the next goal. This one was very painful to watch, I'm not going to lie. Ball is out wide, boom. So now, there's no need for this player. There's no need for him to engage. You know why there's no reason for him to engage? Alright, so let's just go back a bit. So this is where he is. There's no problem with where he is, right? No problem whatsoever. And remember when I talk about players being more spread out? This is what I'm talking about. Look at how they're properly spread out. In that other instance, they had one, two, three in a line like that, but here they're a bit more spread out, and I like that. Sipa, pa, you have to allow your teammates space to do what they want, right? So now, boys played. He's getting dragged in. He's getting dragged in badly. There's no reason for him to go for that ball. The only way he's allowed to go if the ball is played. If it's not played, stay where you are. Do not go. What you're doing is you're creating a gap. You have seen this gap here, it's just increasing. And then he doesn't even make the pass, so you're out of position. You have left your teammate to drive because he's expecting you to be there, and he wouldn't make that pass if you're still standing there because you'd have probably intercepted it. Pass is played. Now, there's this phenomenon where everyone will just focus on the ball. It does happen, but there are certain situations where I do think this can be handled better, where not everyone goes for the ball. Someone tries to anticipate the pass or something else. And he does take it well. Three players all going for the ball, leaving Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world, to score a tap in. And trust me, it's like, I don't know, it feels like he didn't want to score because that was an open net. And then you expect Haaland to just place this. I think he wanted to take a touch and then shoot. But even after he scored, you could tell that he wasn't really. It's like he was disappointed with the goal that he scored. And then it's a really quick clip, but I just want to highlight something, right? All right, that's the all right. So look at the time, right? This is 97th minute. 7 minutes have been added on, and then now look at where this player is, and then look at how far. This frustrated me the most because do you know why? You might say, no, the ref should have. No, 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 no. The ref can, as long as it's 7 minutes, that time has reached. The ref is at his discretion to end whatever time. Could be at 7 minutes exactly, whatever. But what you don't do is play with the ref's time. What do you mean play with the ref's time? The ref has added on 7 minutes, right? You are you're in a situation where you have the ball and you want to put the ball into the box. If you start delaying, because mind you, when I was watching the game, this player was here, he kept on holding to the ball, holding to the ball, holding to the ball, up until someone was here. He took too long to play that ball out, and also too many players occupying the same place. I understand that they're trying to get a goal, but you probably want one or two players here. Reason being is just for the sake of recycling the ball. Because his back was turned, but if there was someone probably here, he would have played it back and then again they played through. What you don't do is take long to recover the ball, pass it to someone, and trust me, he would also look to pass to someone else and then expect that ref to just watch you doing that as time has already elapsed. It's finished. And then you expect, no, 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 that's not going to happen. They could have played the ball quicker. Whatever it cost. It's painful because they had a really good chance. They could have played. I mean, they could have played they could have taken their chances much better. There are certain plays where it's rushed, bad passes, and then they just destroyed their own attack. But I just feel Ivory Coast could have beat them. But anyway, Norway, you can't take anything away from them. They played well, and then Haaland leading the lines very effectively. As painful as it is to say, congratulations to Norway, and yeah, the dark horse is doing the dark horse thing. Otherwise, that's been my match analysis. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, sorry. If you want to see more like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, repost, follow, share, do all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm still trying to remember the outro. Otherwise, peace.